Good evening all. Yesterday we started this demo class. In yesterday we discussed what is React.js and what are the features we have React.js. These concepts we covered. Now, so just once again I will give you that overview idea about this. Okay. Now React.js is nothing but open source client-side script. So as I told you, websites, I want to develop websites. Okay, so there we are using two types of scriptings. We are using two types of scriptings. One is client-side script, another one is server-side script. Yes. So React.js is an open source client-side script of JavaScript. Okay, now here it is open source client-side JavaScript. Okay. So simply we can say it is library of JavaScript. Okay. It is library of JavaScript. So React.js is nothing but library of JavaScript. What is library here? What is the meaning of library? Library is providing number of predefined functionalities. Those functionalities are simplified in this form. React.js means in this library. So JavaScript functionalities are simplified in libraries. That is React.js library. And moreover, this React.js is providing many more features than JavaScript. Okay, clear? It is also providing more features than JavaScript. So this is the concept of this. It is an open source client-side script and it is library of JavaScript. Okay. So here, Jordan Walkie, who implemented Jordan Walkie, implemented React.js in 2000. Yes. Mr. Jordan Walkie implemented this React.js in the year, what is that? 2013. Okay. So, first of all, what the reason behind this implementation? He wanted to apply some functionalities on Facebook chat concept. So in Facebook chat option is there. To work with the chart, he implemented this React.js. Okay. So for that reason, initially they developed this. Later, they added more functionalities and released this as open source client-side. Released it as open source client-side script. And after that, many websites starting working with this React.js. Okay. Yes. So Facebook Corporation is maintaining this React.js. Who is maintaining? Facebook Corporation. Yeah. Yes, that is the main. Okay. Now, so it is client-side script. Already I told you client-side scripts we are using to apply a dynamic functionalities and HTML controls. Why we are using client-side scripts? So client-side scripts we can use to apply dynamic functionalities on HTML controls. Next one. So dynamic functionalities means by default every HTML control is static control. Okay. So you want to make it dynamic. Static and dynamic, what is the difference? Static means we cannot change the properties of controls at runtime. Static means what is that? The properties of controls we cannot change at runtime. Okay, if the control is loaded in the browser, it may be image control or text box or any other control. After loaded the control in browser, you want to change any properties, not possible. That is static concept. Dynamic means we can change the properties of controls at runtime. So the dynamic concept is possible with any client-side script. Okay, if you want to apply dynamic functionalities on the HTML controls, Then we are taking the support of client-side script. That's the first point. Next one, to validate input controls. Yes. So input controls validation point of view also we are using this client-side scripts. Okay, you want to check text box is empty or not, and password retype password matching or not. So these type of validations you want to perform. Then also we are taking the support of this client-side scripts. Okay. Next one here, to work with Ajax. Want to work with the Ajax concept. Then also we are in the client-side scripts. Next one, to execute logics in browser. Yeah. So browser logics you want to execute. So there also we are using this client-side scripts. So compare with the server-side logics, client-side logics are very faster. And that is one big advantage. For example, if you implement any logic in client-side, so that logic is executing where in client system, in browser it is executing. So that's why client can see the result very fast. In case the same logic if you implemented using server-side script, the same logic if you implemented using server-side script, then to execute that logic, request is going to the server and response is coming back to the browser. For this entire request and response process, it takes some time. For this entire request and response process, it is taking some time. That's why the client-side script logics are very faster than server-side. So that is the main. Yes. So these are the main advantages what we have in this client-side point of view. Now React.js is a popular client-side script and it supports different types of concepts like single page application, data binding. Next one, virtual DOM concept user. Just overview idea I have given in yesterday's class. So today's second class. In yesterday's session, I have given what is React.js and what are the features of React.js, that concepts, those concepts overview idea I have given. If you missed that class, so in YouTube video is available, you can collect and watch that. Okay. Yes. Now here it supports different types of concepts like virtual DOM concept is there. And next one, React Native, we are using to implement the mobile applications. Okay, React Native, we are using to implement the mobile applications. And next one, we are also using that React to work with web applications, and Redux concept support is there. Like that, many features are available here. Is it clear? So those features programmatically we'll discuss one by. Okay. First of all, one use case I will tell you when we are using this React. Okay. Now if you take here any use case, for example, login or registration, any concept if you take, yeah, in how many locations we are using this React.js, means client-side script, the concept we are going to discuss now. Okay. Yeah. For example, login concept if you take. So in companies, you have to work with the login concept. First, we need to design login page. That's the first point. So we need to design the login page. Second one. Okay. Now validate controls. We need to validate the controls. First one is design the login page. Second one is validation, okay, of HTML controls. To design the login page, UI designers are there. They're using HTML, CSS, these technologies they are using to design the login page. And in validations point of, okay, yes. So I want to validate the input controls like controls are empty or not, and password retype, password matching or not. These type of validations you want to perform. Then we are taking the support of client-side technologies. Okay, by using client-side script, we can validate the controls. So what are the client-side scripts we are using here? The React.js, that is the client-side script we are using here. And the next one, send data to server. Yes. To check the username password is valid or invalid. So we need to send the data to the server. In this point of, we are taking the support of Ajax. Ajax is also client-side script. There also we are using React.js. So I'm explaining, okay, if you take login as one example, login concept as one example, how many steps we are using this React.js? Okay, that concept we are discussing. Okay, fine. Next, when the data is transferred to server, check username, password valid or invalid. Yeah. So we need to check that username password is valid or invalid. So in this point of view, also we are taking server-side scripts. Actually, we are using server-side scripts like PHP, JSP, ASP. By using the server-side scripts, we can check that username password is valid or invalid. Then server-side programmer responsibility. This is the responsibility of server-side programmer. So server-side programmer, he is creating one API service. Okay, in that API service, he is receiving the username and password, and he is checking with database whether that username password valid or invalid. So if it is valid, he is sending one value. Invalid, he is sending another value. Then based on that value, we need to redirect to either welcome page or invalid user page. Yes. So how can I redirect to that welcome page and invalid user page? There also we are taking the client-side scripts, nothing but React.js. So login concept, if you take as one use case, in this login concept, second step, validations, and third step, sending data to server, and next step, what is that? So just last step. So redirect to another location, that is nothing but either welcome page or invalid page. In these steps, we are taking the support of React.js. Not only login point of view, not only in this login point of view, if you take registration concept or any other concept, so we are using client-side script code in different locations. In many steps, we are using client-side script. That's why the usage is very high in this software development industry. It is clear? So this is the main concept of client-side script. So see, in website, minimum 60 to 70% code is client-side technologies. You take any website, okay? So 60 to 70% code is client-side script, and remaining server-side script. So mainly server-side script they're using in websites to connect with the database of server. In which point of view? To connect with the database of web server. In that point of view, using the server-side. Okay. So these are the main points. Okay. Yes. So now we are working with React.js. Okay, we are working with the React.js. Then our designation is UI developer. Okay, who is working with the design pages? Okay, by using HTML and CSS. Okay, so we can call them as UI designer. And who is working with client-side code? So we can call as UI developer. If a person is working with server-side scripts, okay, here server-side, then just we are calling that person as, okay, server-side programmer. And if the person who is working with both client-side script and server-side script, okay, so we can call it as full stack. No, nothing but here client-side plus server-side. So right now your role comes under UI developer. So as a UI developer, you have much demand for these technologies. Okay, and after that, when is also there, when stack programmer. It is same like full stack programmer only, but in full stack programmer, server-side technologies we are using Java, JSP, servlets, PHP or ASP like that. But here React.js, Node.js we are using in server-side point of view, and framework on Node.js, that is Express.js, and in front end we are using React.js. Database we are using MongoDB. So this one stack also playing very important role in these software industries. After some experience in this React.js programming, you can shift to this main stack. Means you can learn this main stack also. Then you can increase your career growth. Anyhow, right now you comes under UA developer. Is it clear? Yes, fine. Now to learn this React JS, what are the basic requirements we need? Okay, so what are the technologies we need that we are going to discuss. Before that, yeah. So any questions, any doubts you have from your side, you can ask me in technical point of view or job point of view or course point of view. So any questions, any doubts you have, you can ask me. You can directly send me the message or you can speak with your mics. Okay. Yes. Alia, Arvind, Lakshman. So you have any queries? Others, Raghu, Shweta. So we discussed what is React JS and what is client-side script. So where the client-side script is executing, in which location? Client-side script executes where? So anyone tell me? Is it executing in browser or server? What is that? So in browser, exactly. So in browser, it is executing when it is downloading at the time of accessing the web page. For example, if you open Facebook, okay, or Gmail, any website. So when you type gmail.com, what is the landing page of Gmail? So home page is available there. That is login page. Login page is there. At the time of downloading that login page. So what is the client-side script available in that page? That is downloading into the browser. And it is executing in that browser. Is it clear? Like the client-side script is executing client system, server-side script is executing in server machine. Okay, so if you implement logics in client-side script, so performance is very fast because those are executing where in client system. Okay, client can easily see those logics results very fast. In case if it is server-side script, okay, then for every operation, the request is going to the server and there the code is executing and response is coming back to the browser. For this entire request and response, it is taking some time. That's why most of the logics we're implementing with client-side logics. Yes, yeah. So you want to handle the HTML controls, means you want to apply dynamic functionalities on the HTML controls. And the next one, you want to work with the Ajax concept, validations point of view. Okay. And you want to display the pop-up dialog boxes. Okay. So like that material design controls, React.js is supporting many material design controls. Material design controls are nothing but rich and advanced HTML controls. Okay, those controls also we are covering here. So for example, Gmail username text box, that is material design. If you click on that, so the text is moving up direction, right? Like that here, that login button is there, that is material design control. Like that, many types of material design controls are available. So initially we used to work with, means earlier we used to work with Bootstrap to place the material design controls. But now, okay, so this React.js, okay, itself is providing, React.js itself is providing number of material design controls. We are directly using those controls here. Okay, yes. So that is the main concept. Is this clear? So now this is the basic information. So Facebook Corporation is maintaining this React, and current version we are discussing 17.x. Okay, what is the current version we have? 17.x we are discussing now. And along with this course, we are also discussing the project and database connectivity, server-side integration, API services, and Bootstrap integration. How do you the Bootstrap? And if you take React concepts, so components, functional components, class components, like the different types of components we are discussing here. And along with that, lifecycle hooks are there. So those lifecycle hooks, and the next one, Axios and other services. So all the things we are discovering all the concepts we are covering. So you can get that a list from the front office. Okay. So what are the course content we have? So that content you can get from front office. Okay. Yes. Anyhow, to start this React.js, JavaScript is very important for us because as I told you, it is the library of JavaScript, right? React.js is the library of JavaScript. So that's why JavaScript concepts are very, very important. So first we are covering the JavaScript concepts. All JavaScript concepts I'll discuss with you. Okay. So promises, observables, callbacks, asynchronous, await concept, and next one here, hosting and ECMAScript concepts. So all JavaScript concepts we need to discuss. Then only we can start the React.js concepts. Is it clear? Yes. So I will cover the JavaScript concepts first. After that, I will start the React.js concepts. Okay. And before starting the JavaScript, basic information on the HTML I will provide to you because see, if you open any program, okay, I'm going to show you one program, basic program only I'm showing. Okay. Now, if you take any class here, see, in this program, if you open this file, so here, this is div tag and this is paragraph. Okay. Like that, we have some elements here, and this is the span tag like that. So means from day one onwards, when we start React programming, from day one onwards, we are working with some elements like div span, okay, paragraph, input, etc. So that's why these are all nothing but HTML elements. These are all HTML elements. So that's why, so we should have some idea on the HTML concepts. Okay. So because of that reason, I'm starting the HTML concepts first. After that, I will discuss the JavaScript concepts in HTML point of view. Okay. So we don't go to internal concepts, the required concepts we are discussing here. After that, we will discuss the JavaScript and React.js. JavaScript completely we are discussing. Okay. And React.js, complete React.js, HTML point of view, how much is required for us, those concepts we are covering here. Okay. Yes, that is the main thing. So anyhow, basic introduction I have given. So now we need to start the HTML concepts. Before that, any questions we have? Okay, I have some queries. Can I ask you? I think some people may have idea on this HTML, right? What is HTML? What is HTML? Anyone? Lakshman, Raghu, Shweta. What is HTML? See, we are covering how to create the login form, registration form. Okay. Yeah, tell me. What is that? Raghu, I cannot get you.
Hello, sorry. It's hypertext markup language.
I'm not asking you the full form of HTML. I'm asking what is HTML.
So it is used to design the web pages.
Yeah. So HTML we are using to design the web page. That is fine here. Now here in React.js, one concept is there. JSX. Okay. Now if you take here, React supports one concept JSX. What is JSX? Nothing is there. We can combine JavaScript code with HTML. Okay. So that's a any program we take that HTML is mandatory. Okay. So first of all, HTML if you take, okay, it is web technology to design, okay, web pages. HTML is providing web technology to design the web pages. Okay. So here HTML provides many elements, okay, like IMG, input, div, etc. to design web pages. Yes. So these are elements. IMG is one element. Input is one element, like the different types of elements we have. See, some people, they are thinking HTML is providing some controls. Actually, we are calling as HTML controls, but HTML is not providing any controls. All the controls are available where? In browser. All the controls are available in browser. Using HTML, we can activate those controls. That is the concept of this. Is it clear? If you take any browser like Internet Explorer, Mozilla Firefox, Google Chrome, like that, these browsers providing controls. These controls we can display with the help of HTML elements. Okay. Yes. Every element we should enclose it with angle brackets. These brackets we are calling as angle brackets. If you place the elements inside the angle brackets, then only browser can understand. Okay, this is one tag, and it displays the relevant control. For example, IMG is there. What the difference between this IMG and within the angle brackets IMG? So browser can treat it as a simple text message. And if you take like this, then browser can treat it as one HTML element. Is it clear? So that relevant element it displays. Like that, every element we should enclose it with angle brackets. That is the main point of this. Okay. Yes. Now, is HTML case sensitive or case insensitive? Is it case sensitive or not? Yes. So TSX, no. Okay. So here we are using JSX. Okay. Yes. So while working with TypeScript, then we can use TS. So we can also use TypeScript to work with React.js. But even if you use TypeScript, finally we need to convert into JavaScript only. You understand this? Because browser cannot understand TypeScript code. So that's why finally we are converting into JavaScript. So that's why directly it is better to use the JavaScript. Okay. Yes. Raghu, is this clear? Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, it's clear. Thanks.
So you want me to show the example, some examples of TypeScript? Okay. No issue. I will show those examples. Okay. Because TypeScript is very similar to JavaScript coding only. In Angular, generally, Angular packages, at the time of consuming the Angular packages, we're using TypeScript. And React point of view, you can use both TypeScript or JavaScript. We can use here. So TypeScript nothing but superset of JavaScript. It is providing some additional features than JavaScript. But finally, you need to convert into JavaScript. And the TypeScript we are converting into JavaScript. Okay. Yes. Yeah, this is correct. HTML is case insensitive. Okay. What about JavaScript? Is JavaScript case sensitive or case insensitive? Yeah, anybody have idea on this? Yeah. JavaScript is case sensitive. That is correct. And React.js follows the all rules of JavaScript only. So React.js is also case sensitive. Is it clear? React.js is also case sensitive. So like that here, see, every element, if you observe here, providing many properties. Okay. So every element provides many properties. We can also call them as attributes. Okay. Yes. So if you take image contains many properties. If you take input, it contains many properties. Like that, every element is providing many properties. We're also calling them as attributes. Okay. Yeah. For example, if you take image, what are the attributes we have? SRC. Okay. Width, like the different types of attributes we have. Like that, div tag, some attributes, okay, paragraph, some attributes. We will discuss all these attributes one by one. That is not the issue at the time of working with React. So what is the concept we are discussing in HTML? That is very, very important, because you people, okay, your idea is that you know HTML, but in this HTML, the main part is there. Can anyone tell me how many types of controls we have in HTML? How many types of controls we have in this HTML? Yeah, that is the main part actually. So many people, they don't know about this. Container is there, non-container is there. Okay, two types of controls. So in React.js, when we are working with, okay, DOM object and dialog boxes, etc., then we are using containers. So without knowledge on these containers and non-containers, directly if I discuss the concept, you cannot understand. That's why the basic requirement in HTML we are discussing. Is it clear? Yes. So remember these points. HTML is web technology. HTML provides many elements, input, image, etc. And every element we should enclose it with angle bracket. Then we can call it as tag. Browser can understand the tags. And every element is providing many properties we're calling as attributes, right? Yes. Now, just simple program I'm creating. Okay, open edit place and save this file with name demo.html. Yes. Generally, elements, HTML elements we are placing inside the body tag. Okay, I have taken body. Now I want to display one image control. That is nothing but mango.jpg is there in my desktop. Then, so img, one property is there, src is equal to mango.jpg. How given? Sorry. Yes. Now save this. So this is one property. For example, here width is equal to 100 pixels. This is nothing but one property. Like that, we have different types of properties here. Slowly in our programs, we are covering many properties. You will get idea. So anyhow, this is nothing but what is the file we created, demo.html. So let me open this file. Now it displays image control. I have one question. Just img I'm placing instead of these angle brackets. What is the output you are expecting? What is the output you are expecting here? So img I have given. Is it any text message or any element or any error? Simply I have given img like this. So without angle brackets, if we place, then it comes under text message. Now we can see it display the text. Yes, we are getting the output text here. So in case, if I give inside this angle brackets, now it is one element. Okay, that is clear to you. For example, IM I have given. Is it valid or invalid? IM I have given. Is it valid or invalid? So is there any element in HTML with IM? It is not valid. Okay, it is not valid. Now, can we expect any error related to this line number 3? Can we expect any error? No, because HTML is errorless. Is it clear? HTML is errorless script. So it will not raise any error messages here related to that. Simply it ignores that invalid tag. That's all. Okay, if it is finding any invalid tag, then it ignores that one. Is it clear? So, but it won't raise any error messages. If you take JavaScript and React.js, yes, these technologies, we can get the error messages, but not in HTML point of view. Is it clear? Yes. Like that, we have many tags. So mark Q is there. Yeah. So just see this. If you observe IMG directly closed like this. And mark Q, if you observe here, separate open tag and closing tag is there. What the difference? Think meanwhile, I'm placing some text. Welcome to all. Yes. Now, what is mark Q? Mark Q we are using to display some scrolling text on the web page. Now we can see, refresh. We are getting welcome to all the text we are getting here. So like that, you want to display any scrolling text on the browser, then we are using mark Q. So we have many properties here. Okay, for example, scroll amount is equal to something like 40 I have given. Then it increases the scrolling speed. Like, okay, scroll amount is equal to 10 I have given. It decreases the scrolling speed. Like that, we have many properties. Okay, for example, direction is equal to right. Now towards right side, it is scrolling the content like that. So these are the properties which we have here. So now here at runtime, can I change the properties of this HTML controls? Is it possible? Further, HTML, is HTML providing any option to you to change the properties at runtime? Is HTML is providing any options to you? No. That is possible by using client-side scripts. It may be JavaScript or next level technologies or JavaScript. Is it clear? For example, if I move mouse over this, I want to stop the scrolling. Yes, then here just one statement I'm writing. So don't think about the statement now. We will discuss all these concepts with JavaScript. Just we are just I'm showing you the result. Now here I have given something like this. Refresh. Now move mouse over this. Now it is stopped. Yes, scrolling is stopped. Like that, this type of dynamic functionality you want to use, then we are taking the support of client-side scripts. So that concept we will discuss later. Now come to this. So we are taking, we given these two HTML tags here. Now this tag is closed with a slash and this tag is closed with another closing tag. What the difference between these two? Why some tags we have both open and closing? Why some other tags we are directly closing like this? Further, one concept is that is types of elements. How many types of HTML elements we have? Two types are there. First one is container. Second one is non-container. Is it clear? Yes, first type is container. Second one is non-container. So this is very, very, very important concept. Okay, to get the idea on this forms in React programs. Okay, so what are the concepts we are discussing now in HTML? Those are all based on React programs only. So which we are going to implement in further sessions. Without explanation on these concepts, if we directly use containers there in the React programs, or if we directly use inline elements, block elements, it becomes very tough to you. That's why this very, very basic requirement. So very, very basic requirement. Simply in interview, they're asking questions like, what is the difference between div tag and span tag? Okay, what is container? What is non-container? These type of questions they will ask. Okay, so that's why first we are covering those concepts. Before that, we have any doubts? Any questions? Okay, now come to that point. HTML elements are two types. Okay, yes. HTML elements are two types. First one is container and second one is non-containers. Okay, yeah. So containers is the first one. Second one is non-containers. Okay. See what is container and what is non-container, that we are going to discuss. Okay. Yeah. Container name itself meaning is yes. name itself meaning. Container means which can carry some goods, right? So that we are calling as container. Here also in HTML elements point of view, so div tag is there, that is one container. Span is there, marquee is there, okay, and table is there. Like the different types of containers we have, these containers we are using to hold other elements. Is it clear? Yes. Now here containers can hold other elements. For example, login page is there. That login page contains many controls like username text box, password text box, login button, remember this user ID password, that checkbox, like that many controls. All these controls you want to hold as one group, then we are taking the support of containers. Like the registration page, okay, or else if you go with that orders page, okay, payment page, like that. So we have many controls for a concept. All these controls you want to hold as a group, then we are using containers. Okay. Now here containers we can use to hold multiple HTML elements as a group. Yes. Examples: div is one container, span is one container, table, paragraph, anchor, okay, mark Q, like that. All these comes under containers. Containers contains both open and closing tags. In between you can place other elements. Is it clear? In between we can place the other element. This is about containers. Okay. Yes. Now just I will show you one example. You will get clarity in that point of view. Okay. Simple. Yeah. Login form I want to place. Okay, I want to place the login form. So login form generally contains input type is equal to text. Placeholder is equal to user name. Is new line. Input type is equal to text. Placeholder is equal to password. New line. Yeah, now you can see it displays output like this. Now username password. And one button control. Input type is equal to button. Value is equal to login. So this is one button control I have taken. So simple login form. On top of this username, yes, I want to place one more button control. So general websites, we are seeing this type of requirement. Type is equal to button. Value is equal to show login. Refresh it. When I click on this show login, then only I want to display this username text box, password text box, and login button. Is it clear? Means what the initial state of these three controls? Hidden state. We are providing hidden state. So those controls we can display when user click on this login button. So that's why we are applying by using style. We can hide the controls and display. And in React using if means not ng, sorry. In React by using conditions. Okay. By using conditions also we can display and hide the controls. So that concept I'll discuss in React. Right now I'm using style is equal to display none. If I give, it will hide the control. So I have given that property in username text box. Okay, so that control is hiding now. But we have two more controls, right? So in these two controls, you need to provide these properties. For example, the form may contain 10 controls. Registration form, if you take 10 controls, it contains. You want to hide all these controls, it is complex task for us. So that's why what we should do, just remove this. And these three controls I'm going to place inside the div tag. Is it clear? How many controls you want to use here? All these controls we are taking inside the div tag here. Now just here refresh, we're getting this output. And in this div tag, style is equal to display. None I have given. Now, if you observe here, all these controls are hiding. Yes, at a time in single shot, we are hiding all the controls. Later, when user click on this button, we can show the control. That is very simple here. Just don't try to understand this logic now. We will discuss later. So in this button, click is equal to. So the div tag I'm displaying here, okay, is equal to something like the block I have given. Now refresh it. So click on this again, it displays. When the page is loading, that time it is hiding. If I refresh, it is hiding. After clicking on this, it displays. Like that, all these controls I hold as one group with the help of div. So div is one container. Like the different types of containers we have. Table is one container. You want to show the data in horizontal and vertical rows and columns point of we are using table. Paragraph is one container. Okay. So in paragraph style. And marquee is one container. You want to display scrolling text on the web page or scrolling content. Okay. So now, for example, marquee I am taking here. Open this marquee and close this marquee. Inside this marquee, so I am taking one image. Okay, apple.jpg and width is equal to 50 pixels. Now you can see that image will run. Okay, it is calling on. Is it clear? Yeah, we can use these containers in this point. Got it? Yes. To hold the other controls, we take the support of these containers. Yes. So for grouping purpose, we are using these containers. Now in interview, if you attend that interview like client-side interviews, React JS or Angular, definitely one question will raise. What the difference between div and span? Okay, both we are using to hold the controls. Table we are using to display the data in horizontal and vertical row and column point of view. And paragraph I will show you, anchor also I will show you, marquee already we have seen. So to hold the multiple controls as a group, then we can use either div or span. What is the difference between these two? Yes, for that we need to discuss what is inline element and what is block level element. That concept we'll discuss later. So first of all, what is container? That is clear. Yes. Yeah. And non-containers. Okay. So text box, button, all this comes under non-containers. We are using to read some data from user. That's all. Yes. Non-containers are nothing but so text box we are using to read some data. Checkbox. So to get some information like mail, radio button. Checkbox also we are using to get some information. Password text box to get the password text. Like that to read some data from user, we are using non-containers. Examples are text box, button, checkbox, etc. Yes. So now these containers are divided into two types. One is inline element, another one is block level element. So that discuss in next class. So after that, we will discuss some HTML controls. Then we will stop the HTML and we are starting JavaScript. In HTML point of view, how much requirement is there? That we are going to discuss. Okay, not more than that. Is it clear? But JavaScript point of view, complete JavaScript is required because to work with the React.js, JavaScript is very, very important for us. The complete JavaScript we are discussing. And demo classes means, so maybe other faculties may. Okay, every day I will discuss the concepts one by one. Okay, I will go with my flow. Okay, so yesterday concept again repeat today and tomorrow, day after tomorrow. Okay, like that I don't repeat. That's why I started my next concept, which is required in our batch. Okay, so I started that concept. After this, I will start the JavaScript. After JavaScript, I will start the React concepts like that. Okay, yes, fine. So in this point of view, till now we discussed what is HTML and what is content non-container. Why we are using containers? To hold the multiple controls as one group. So This is clear. Any questions, any doubts you have, you can ask me. No doubts. Okay. Now in tomorrow's session, we will cover how many types of containers we have. Containers again divided into two types, as I told you. Okay, that concept we will discuss in tomorrow class. For your reference, just I have given notes in the chat window till payment link. Okay, what is the concept I discussed? I will paste in the chat window, so you can save in a file. Once the link demo link is changed to payment, then I will give you the Google Access Drive. You can directly access. Okay, fine. Tomorrow we'll cover the rest of the part in this HTML. After that, we'll start the JavaScript concepts. Okay. See you next class. You can leave. Thank you.